This is a brief supplement to the video I just did on service plans, referencing specifically the service plan for the Uplands Metro District 1 and 2, which is being considered by the City of Westminster. I have two corrections or clarifications which will be of particular interest to those who are considering that application or responding to it in Westminster. The first point I want to make is that I said earlier that the developer was mistaken when they said they had the right to change their boundaries by inclusion and exclusions. They don't have that right pursuant to the city's ordinance on the procedures and policies for metro districts. The city retains the right to provide permission for inclusions and exclusions to the district. They do say, the developer does say, in the prior sentence, that the city has to give prior consent for any inclusions outside the inclusion area boundaries. Outside the inclusion area boundaries. That's not in the ordinance in Westminster. The developer is basically creating an exception for themselves where they don't have to get permission if the inclusion is from the areas outside the district boundaries but in the larger development. Again, that's not what the ordinance says. The ordinance says anytime they do it, they have to get permission. The point again here is the reason for this inclusion process is to provide control by the developer-owned parcel until the developer is ready to relax that control and allow the residents to participate in the decision-making process. That is not a legitimate reason for using the inclusion and exclusion process, and the city should continue to control when inclusion takes place. And in fact, it would probably be advisable for the city to consider eliminating this whole entire process and allow only the creation of a district, which is the entire area, or one district for the commercial development and another district for the residential development. But the inclusion and exclusion process is simply a manipulation of the statute to control and limit resident participation, and that's simply not a valid reason for doing it. The other correction I wanted to make is with respect to the operations limit. I'll say many of the service plans I've reviewed have no limit for operations and maintenance. In fact, they do here. They are limiting it at 10 mils without permission from the city. My reference here to this last sentence as creating a loophole for that really doesn't. When I reviewed the tapes, that just didn't sound right, so I looked at it again, and of course they do set a limit. So I need to make that correction in my previous comments. So again, I apologize for the length of the prior video, and I apologize for my inability to do editing and make those corrections within the text of the original video. Again, I hope this has been helpful, and thank you for being willing to listen and consider this information.